Alright, so today I thought I'd go through a bit of the Pythagoras theorem with you. I know I've already shot one video about it, but this is a bit more information and a bit like more examples and so on. So this is a right angle triangle. You can tell it's a right angle triangle by the right angle. So if you can see, across from the right angle is something called the hypotenuse. It's the longest side length of a triangle, of a right angle triangle, sorry. And it's represented as a C. So the equation, as I'll go through later, is C squared equals A squared plus B squared. You need to remember that the Pythagoras theorem is used to find the hypotenuse. But you can also use it to find both B and A. And we'll go through that later. So this is the formula. So this is like a triangle, just basic triangle with the letters around it. And this is the formula that the Pythagoras theorem is under. So it's C squared, which is the hypotenuse, equals A squared plus B squared. Very simple, very easy, but it can be tricky at times. So before you start, I always want you guys to copy this down and memorize this formula. Now, with this question, so you've got the, you're trying to find x, you've got the side lengths of 5 and 6. So you would write it down like the formula. So it's C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Your C is your x. So it'll be x squared equals 5 squared plus 6 squared. So you solve, you work it out. So you do x squared equals 25 plus 36. Oh my gosh. And then it's then you find what they equal to. So x squared equals 11, carry the 1, 5, 6, 61. And then you square root that. So you do x equals the square root of 61. So you must so the reason why I did square root is you want to get rid of that square. The only way you can do that if you square root both sides. So you square root the x squared to get rid of the square, and then you have to square root the other side. Once you square root that, x will equal 7.8. So now I'm gonna draw another one. And let's make this side length something like 7, 8, and x. So I want you guys to pause the video and work this out. And when this restarts, I'm just gonna have the answer. And I want you guys to see if you guys got it right or wrong, and then think about what kind of answers you got. So I'm back. So this is the answer I got. So I wrote it in the formula sense. So the hypotenuse equals side length 1 plus side length 2 squared. Squared of side length 1 plus the squared of side length 2. And then I worked out the squares of the right side. Then I came up with 113. I square rooted both sides. And then that's the answer I got. I got 10.6. Say you're given this equation of this triangle. So you know the hypotenuse, you know one side, but you don't know the other side. So what can you do? Well, you'd write it in this form first. So in this form, it will be written as 7 squared, which is the hypotenuse, equals 5 squared, one of the sides, plus x squared, which is another side. But remember, you're trying to find x. So firstly, you'd solve the squares. So 7 squared is 49. Equals 5 squared, which is 25, plus x squared. But what we're trying to do now is you want to minus, so you want to try getting x on its own. So you minus 25 on each side. So if you minus 25 here, oh no, sorry guys, minus 25 here, and you minus 25 here. So you're given, so now the equation will be written as 49 minus 25 equals x squared. Sorry guys, I sprained my wrist, so writing is a struggle. Alright, so after we do that, then you just obviously solve for the minus, but you can also flip it around to make it easy for you to read. So we can get x squared equals 49 minus 25. So it's a 4 and then a 2. So it's 24. And then you square root each side. So you can x squared square root, and it's the square root of 24. And then after that, so it will be x equals, and we're back. So sorry, my calculator was bugging out. So the square root of 24 is 4.9. Let's just say 4.9. So now let's have the a similar shape. This can be x now. This can be 7, and this can be 10. Now I want you guys to pause this video, and I want you to try doing this. I'll go back to this equation so you can see how I did this. But I want you to try and figuring this out for yourself. Once we come back, the answer will be there, and I'll go through it step by step. So this is what I got. So firstly, I solved for the, I wrote it in the formula sense. So it's 10 squared equals 7 squared plus x squared. And then I squared it. So it's 100 equals 49 plus x squared. I took 49 from both sides to get the x on its own. So it's x, then I flipped it around. So it's x squared equals 100 minus 49. Then I solved that. So x squared equals 51. Square rooted both sides to get rid of that square. And then I was left with x equals 7.14. So that would be this side. If you guys don't know this, if you guys are struggling, not understanding and stuff like that, make sure to look back at that other video I made about the basics, the very essence of Pythagoras. Because at the end of the day, this stuff is something you'll learn in year 9, and you'll learn all the way up to year 11. It's really, I'm trying to push you guys to do something more. It is really hard. I can't tell you that it's gotta be easy. It's gotta be very hard. We only have a week to do this as well, so obviously, like, if you guys don't do well, don't worry. Like I told you before, especially at this time, the tests are just for both of us to assess how you're going with this. And I want to push you guys because you guys are awesome. And this is something that won't be on your report. It won't be even like, it'll be mentioned obviously, but then it's got to be mentioned in pride. Because I was looking at the results, and the lowest grade, because essential assessment marks in year levels, and the lowest grade you can get is a 9. So if you guys flunk the test, you'll still be at year 9 level. So it's honestly for me to see, and for you guys to see how far you've become and how far you're going to get. But yeah, I hope you like these videos. They're not very short. I tried to make it as short as possible, but it's a bit hard. But yeah, I'll be trying to make a few of them during the week. Next week is going to be a bit of Pythagoras and trigonometry, so you can't wait for that. I know you've never done trig. It's so fun, but you need to remember that when you're doing trig, you need a scientific calculator. So those calculators with sine, cos and tan, if you don't have one of those, Most phones have it. If you turn your phone sideways, it should have sine, cos, and tan, and you can use that. But yeah, just added knowledge. But yeah, I hope you like this. Please let me know if you don't, and we'll go through. I'll try finding another way to get information to you. Cheers. I don't know. Why is there a person cutting the grass now? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm actually annoyed. I'm having a mental breakdown.